again. Welcome to day 2 of the break apart strategy. Today we're going to review what we did yesterday, and then I'm going to extend it to more challenging problems and give you a little preview of things you're going to be doing next year in 4th grade. So yesterday we saw problems similar to this, 83 times 9, and the strategy that we used was the break apart strategy. So we would draw a rectangle, and we would label the sides 9, and this side was 83. And then we would break apart the more difficult factor, which was 83. So we can break apart 83 into 80 and 3, just like that. And if you don't like 80, you can also change it to 40 and 40. You get to break it apart into anything that makes you comfortable as long as it adds up to 83. I'm going to go ahead and do this with 80 because I've been practicing my 9 facts, and I know that 80 times 9 is 720 because 8 times 9 is 72. In this box over here, we have 3 times 9, and that equals 27. So when I add 720 and 27 together, I get 747. So 83 times 9 is 747. I want to show you a slightly different way to solve this. Still using the break apart strategy, but not necessarily drawing a picture. Exactly the same as this. There's my 80 times 9, and there's my 3 times 9. I've just made a visual picture of this. Okay, what I can do here is I'm going to rewrite 83 times 9. I'm going to write it vertically. I like writing my multiplication problems vertically. Same with addition, subtraction, division, all of them. And next to it, I'm going to break them apart into their place values. 83 is the same thing as 80 plus 3, and 9 is just 9. Now, we talked about this before we went to virtual learning, but I pretend like they're at a party. 83 came together, and 9 came by themselves. So 80 plus 3 came together. They don't need to meet each other anymore because they know each other. But they do need to meet 9. So 80 needs to meet 9, and 3 needs to meet 9. So you draw a line. And down here you write 80 times 9. That's them meeting. And then you draw that line. We have 3 times 9 because they're meeting. I write it down first. I write down all the multiplication problems I need to solve, and then I solve them. And I give myself plenty of space. This is a great time to get scratch paper instead of just working in your math journal if there's not enough space, okay? You may always use scratch paper. You can also get grid paper to keep your stuff organized. So again, I solved this. 80 times 9 is 720, and 3 times 9 is 27. Notice I keep everything lined up. My ones are all in the ones column, my tens are all together, and my 100 is right there. And now I add them together. And I again get 747. This is and here I'm just writing the numbers. So we're going to practice this way. And I'm going to show you how to do this way. Another problem. 21 times 50, with a more difficult problem. And I'm going to show you how to do it 2 ways. I'm going to show you how to do 2-digit multiplication with a box and then also just break apart. So let's try 21 times 15. Again, I can make a box, a rectangle, and I'm going to make this side 15, and I'm going to make this side 21. And I'm going to break both sides up. I'm going to break the 15 into 10 and 5, just like that. And I'm going to break the 21 into 20 plus 1. I have 4 multiplication problems to do now. This box is 20 times 10. This box is 20 times 5. This box is 1 times 10. This box is 1 times 5. And now I solve. 20 times 10 is 200. 20 times 5 is 100. 1 times 10 is 10. 1 times 5 is 5. And now I add up all those. 200, 100, 10, and 5. And I got 315. All right, let's try this box one more time with this problem here. This time I have 56 and 25. So I'm going to put 25, put 56. And now I need to break apart both of these. Well, 25, I'm going to do 5 and 20. And I'm going to do 50 and 6. And now I have to do all of this multiplication. I have 50 times 20. That's this first box. And that's going to be 5 times 2 is 10. And then I have 2 more zeros. So I get 1,000. I have 20 times 6, which is 120. I have 50 times 5, which is 250. And I have 6 times 5, which is 30. And then I add up all those things I just multiplied. 1,000, 250, 120, and 30. And I get 0, 5. I get another 0. I carry that. That is going to be 4. I get 1,400. Okay. We can also solve this same problem not using box, just breaking apart. So let me show you how to do that. Okay. With multiplication, I like to write it vertically. 56 times 25. And then I break both of them apart. 50 plus 6, 20 plus 5. And I pretend they're at a party and they all need to meet. 50 and 6 do not need to meet. They came together. 20 and 5 don't need to meet. They came together, but they each need to meet each other. So first 50 meets 20, and as soon as I draw that line and they meet, I write 50 times 20. I don't solve it yet. I just go ahead and write down all my problems. So 20 met 50, 20 also needs to meet 6. Okay, 5 needs to meet 50. And 5 needs to meet 6. When I have a 2-digit by 2-digit number, it makes a bow tie when they all meet, which is kind of fitting because if we're pretending they're at a party, it's a very fancy party, and they're wearing bow ties, perhaps. Okay, now I'm ready to solve my multiplication problems. 50 times 20 is 1,000. 20 times 6 is 120. 50 times 5 is 250. And 5 times 6 is 30. Notice I'm keeping everything lined up. All of my place value is lined up. My ones place is all together. My tens place is all together. My hundreds is all together. Oops, sorry, that should be a 0. My bad. And then my thousands. So my answer is, again, 1,400. Let me show you one other example. This time I'm just going to write it vertically. 42 times 27. So 42 is the same as 40 plus 2. 27 is 20 plus 7. If I'm pretending they're at a party, they all gotta meet. 40 meets 20. 40 meets 7. 20 meets 2. And 2 meets 7. Then I solve. 40 times 20 is 800. 4 times 2 is 8, and then 2 zeros. 40 times 7 is 280. 20 times 2 is 40, and 2 times 7 is 14. I add them all up. 8 plus 5 is 13 tens. So I carry a 1. Ooh, I have 10 hundreds, and I have 11 hundreds. So it's 1,134. Today, you have a worksheet in Seesaw that is about breaking apart bigger numbers. So we have a breaking apart worksheet in Seesaw, and you'll upload that. Then you have the enrichment from yesterday, enrichment 9.5. And you do not need to upload that, but I want you to try it. And that's all. That's everything you have today. If you want to practice some more challenging problems, you can make up some on your own and go for it. Good luck.